I think content has taken a lot of forms lately. And, I started my content journey off of just gameplays and, just posting clips here and there. And when I did start getting more into coding, I'm like, yo, I could use my platform to boost the things that I'm working on because it's still gaming aligned. And while I was like, thinking it was just some new concept, like I said, I come across your page and I'm like, oh my God, like he took it times 50, showing people like you obviously have a multitude of skills at your disposal and you're just chilling on TikTok posting these clips of your gameplay and stuff. Like I love that type of stuff. And I would just love to hear, the content side of it. Has that wanted you to work harder in the coding stuff? Have you enjoyed the content create? Like, are you doing the content creating just because it sheds more light to the coding stuff? Or is it like just a unity of like, this is kind of part of, you know what I mean, doing this type of work I'm doing?
It's been a journey. My two childhood dreams were YouTuber. I was the first child that wanted to be a YouTuber. That's not true, but I've been here a while. And then game developer.
Wow.
And so this is just me trying to figure out how to combine those two. And I've just now like pinned together an image for like 7 months from now of what that's going to look like when it is perfectly unified.
Yeah.
But I've just been fucking around and see what happens for now. And it's gone pretty well. Yeah. TikTok likes it. But yeah, it's still a lot of work to code an entire game for a TikTok, but for sure it is doable and it is fun. People like it.
Yeah. And what I've noticed too, and this is just my personal page, is like I've just gotten so much more traction when I do coding type content or programming type content versus just this is just a regular gameplay I'm putting out there. And I don't know if it's the aspect of, I mean, like you just said, your dream is to be a YouTuber. So is it of, 500,000 people uploading at the exact same time as you. Like, so like there has to be some diversity from just the average gameplay versus, no, I actually made this level and now I'm making troll content. You know what I mean? Where like, I think that is the diversity that you're bringing to TikTok. And that's why TikTok loves it so much.
Yeah, there is no exaggeration. 500,000 people right now uploading content of them playing video games to TikTok. It is actually that many people, probably more.
Yeah.
And there are like, I know a few people who are like newer to the genre, just doing that and getting popular, but they are very, 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 very funny. Yeah, they are like really talented. They're good at editing. Like Winter MG, shout out to Winter. He's blowing up right now just playing video games.
Yeah.
I am not that funny. Yeah. I'm sort of funny and I'm sort of good at coding, so I had to do something else.
Yeah.
And if you want to make video game videos, you're probably also sort of funny and you probably also need to be sort of good at something else.
Yeah. No.
Popular.
No, that you're laughing, but that is very, very honest advice, because as being a content creator, you see the trends. You see your page go up, you see your page go down. You see it through the whole process. How long have you been doing content, by the way?
I mean, I've been making YouTube videos since I was like 12, but like on TikTok and like having it be something I make money off of, like 2 years.
Okay, so we're like almost identical. I've been as something to make money. I've been doing it for it's going on year 3 right now. And that's where I was like, this time period, I obviously we're looking at the analytics, we're looking at what videos are doing well. Like people always say, don't do that, but like, nah,
they're lying.
That's part of the grind. That's part of the grind. I gotta look, because you gotta have a feel of what do I do next. I'm not just throwing stuff out there with no thought behind it or no, you know what I mean, no reason behind it. What would you say to someone who has had their first concept, but now they got to change it? or now they gotta adapt it?
Just do it. I mean, when I started my TikTok account, I made the worst game of all time, and that was all of my content. And then I made a interactive GeoGuessr game, like where people in the chat like guess where we are, and I started streaming, which I'd never done before, and I made twice the money streaming, and it took half as less time because making video games for TikToks is insane. And I said, okay, screw it. I'm just pivoting. I'm just hard pivoting to GeoGuessr. And then I did that. And now I am soft pivoting back to game development content.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want to really do with my life. So I'm doing it again.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, my audiences have definitely like changed because of that. I got kind of like a whole new audience after I switched to GeoGuessr. But I mean, it was fine. Like,
yeah,
it worked. I learned a lot doing that video game stuff, and I used that to become a better streamer. And then now that I'm a good streamer, I'm using that to be video game stuff. Whatever, you know. Especially if you have like 1,000 followers on TikTok, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Upload a different video every day from a completely different genre, and then the second one gets 100,000 views. That's your whole account. There you go. Like, it doesn't matter. Just do whatever.
Yeah. Something I'm sure you will agree with is when you do make those pivots and you do get those new audiences in there, that's still the surface level of your audience. The people that make it to your YouTube, the people who make it to your Discord, the people who go to follow you on other platforms, like it's almost like there's different levels of, I don't want to say view, like just people consuming your content, where it's like that pool of people is like, those are your most loyal fans. They want to see the new concepts. They want to see the new ideas you're working on, like, because they have came across your stuff like, wow, this is something I've never seen before already. What else are they gonna do? And that's helped me a lot as well.
Yeah, to oversimplify, there's like two parts of an audience. There's more, but there's the people who just like your content because it's funny or interesting and like watch it when it comes across your screen. And then there's people who like you, like your personality, and don't really care what you're doing. And those people who like you will stay with you for years and are the reason you have a career. Like, yeah, when I switched from video games to GeoGuessr, those people did stay, and they're staying as I switch back to games again. So yeah, when you see those people, just be nice to them. Say thank them.
Love, yep.
Do contests, shout them out the Discord. You know what? Make them a moderator on your stream, because they're very, very, very important.
Yes, that I couldn't have said it better. I think when you're in content creating, what they don't tell you is building a true community. It gets said, it gets thrown out there, but like, I don't think people truly understand how important that is. If it's 5 people, if it's 10 people, if it's 20 people, like, show them love, because they are going to be there when it's 1,000 people, 5,000 people. Like, it's still gonna be those same people, because like something I've been pushing, and I would love to get your thoughts on, you know, long term on the content side, is I just want to inspire people and, you know, have people do something similar. Like, I want to continue to do what I'm doing, because I didn't have anybody in my corner, you know what I mean, to show me the ropes or show me this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I've made it to this point just off of trying stuff. So like, I definitely want to continue to do what I'm doing to just show like it is possible. Because I was looking for that when I first got started in content. So I don't know about for you, but I would love to hear like your thoughts on, like, you have your community. What is the long term of your community look like? Is it a company? Is it a game development studio? Like, what is a long term community for Everywhere Nowhere?
I think if I was smart, I would make a video game and put it out and sell it and then make content about it, because that's the easiest thing. Like, so it makes no sense, but I'm never going to do that. I don't. I'm always going to be a YouTuber and TikToker because I don't finish things.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I don't finish it. If it's just YouTube videos, who cares? It's still entertaining.
Yep.
The long term for me is YouTube.
Okay.
Because that it's everyone's long term on TikTok is to get on YouTube. The long term for me is figuring out what YouTube is, and for me it's like I want to make video games and then make my YouTuber friends play them. I want to like host like a game show like online.
Ooh, I better be on that list.
You're gonna get a DM in about a month.
I better be on that
for
list.
episode 1.
Cool.
Like stuff like that. I just want to make this typical silly videos you see on YouTube playing video games, but there's the added bonus that I made it, and you can help me make it by being part of the community and like just, you know, telling me your ideas, or like, you know, even contributing. Like when I made the worst game of all time, I had people submit like sound effects for the video game for like the character yelling. And I got like 600 of them, just of people going like, ah! What? And it was really fun just to listen to all of them. So like stuff like that, like, yeah, just 6 times the work to make silly video game videos.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
So it's funny. That literally goes into the next question I was gonna ask is, yes, you said long term is probably YouTube. That is everybody's YouTube. YouTube is one of the greatest social media platforms where you get impressions and views on videos you posted 3 years ago. That is literally how YouTube works for every creator that you see that's popular. Is they are making money off of something they worked on literally 2-3 years ago. And one of the things I've been focused a lot on is quality. And I think when you first start, you have to fight that feeling of like, it's not the best quality right now. It's not, I don't have the best mic. I don't have the best, like, you have to fight that feeling because it doesn't come overnight. And like, I just invested in a new mic. I invested in some lighting. This is 3 years later on YouTube. You know what I mean? Where like, I didn't know what lighting I needed. I didn't know what camera I needed. Has that been in your mind as well? Is like quality, because it sounds like it, where it's like, yes, you're making a coding video game on TikTok. Next step is I want to do some sort of show. Next step, you know what I mean? TV, movies, I don't know. But like, yes.
You have to build up. You have to build up. Like, I've had this idea for what I want to do on YouTube for like 2 years, and I just haven't been there yet. And now I'm just doing it. But like, yes, but like, yeah, with that, Gear always comes up with new YouTubers. Like whenever I always go in the new YouTuber subreddit and get mad at the advice people get because it's so wrong. Like whenever someone's like, what stuff should I buy? Buy the $30 USB microphone on Amazon. Buy the Logitech 1080p camera. Go watch a video of iShowSpeed streaming like 2 years ago to 20,000 people. And you can't even hear what he's saying because his microphone is so bad. He's yelling. Or go watch Queso's first 10 streams. They're terrible. He's streaming from like a hotspot, but he's getting good viewers because he's Queso. He's funny. Like, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but it doesn't matter for you. To you, it doesn't matter.
I was about to say, to someone who
matters because it's my job. To you,
to someone who's just getting started, because you don't know what you don't know. If you buy the most expensive camera, you still gonna have to set it up. You still gonna have to have the good lighting. You still gotta have the settings.
It's gonna be
funny. right. You still gotta make good content. You still gotta make good content, because without that, who cares whatever camera you have, whatever mic you have. Okay. Two.